ready to shake it. Okay, do not worry if you do not know the dance. I'm going to break down the moves as we go along through the routine. Yeah? So we're all doing it together. Okay, right. Let's make a start. Take your arms up. Lovely, take your right hand down. And your left hand down. Okay, take the right hand in front. And out to the side. Lovely, follow your hand and walk around. Okay, march it on the squat. Take it out to the right and left. And march. Take it out to the left and right. We're going to cross the feet over. Cross to the right. And cross. Lean to your right. Lean to your left. And again, do it again. Cross the feet. And cross. Lean to your right. And left. Lovely. Get the arms up. Open your body. And up. Right and left. Right hand up. Left. Right. Left. Lovely. Work it back. Forward. And again, work it back. And forward. Step out to the side. Down to the end. Arms right to left. And then out. 2 jumps. 2 jumps, look around. Arms get the right knee up, break that chain. Lean. And again, break the chain. Excellent, marching here. It starts all over again. You get the steps now. Cross the feet. And again. Out to your right. So lean. And the other way. And again, cross the right foot. And cross. Lean to your right. And left. Lovely. Own your body. Take it up. Right and left. Right hand up. Walk it back. And again, take it back. Out to your right. Walk it out. Arms back. And again, out. Walk it back. Arms, get the right knee up, break the chain. Lovely. And lovely, watch it here. Excellent, get the arms up. Okay, this is your moment, freestyle. Grab somebody next to you. It doesn't matter what moves you do. Own the space. Keep going, lovely. Take your arms up and down. Take it up. Right to left. Work it back. Forward. Work it back. Forward. Out to your right. Work it out. Arms right to left. And then out to jumps. Work it out. Get the right knee up, break the chain. And again. And again, out to the right. 2 jumps. Work it out. Arms right to left. And again, out. Work it out. Arms right to left. Get the knee up. Break the chain. Okay, both arms out. Take your hand in front. And rise it up. Excellently. Well done. Okay, stick around because we're planning to do that again in the next 15-20 minutes. So now you know it, you can really go for it next time round.
We can, if we work together, really break the chain and really make a difference.
We know that, I've just got some figures here, that, sorry, oops, where is it? Over 900 women were killed by men in the last year, and there's been an increase in violence and abuse against women, child sexual exploitation and abuse, and domestic violence. This at the same time of cuts from government and cuts to support services. The Istanbul Convention is a convention that puts an obligation on the state to make sure that they fund services to enable victims to live safely and to rebuild their lives. And it gives them the right to access services for survivors. We know that a lot of women are victims, but we know not all the victims are women. There's men, there's boys, there's gay men, transgender people, men that don't conform. It comes in all disguises, violence against a person. It's in the migrant community, in asylum seekers, unaccompanied women, and in the trafficking movement. We know that it's about more than violence. It's about gender inequality, unequal power in our communities, but also in the state, and where women are in the state. I've just been to the State of Sheffield launch, and a man stood up and was talking about the way Sheffield can go forward. And he put up 9 photos. He said, leadership, we need leaders, good leaders. And he put 9 photographs up. 9 photographs of 9 white men. Now, I want to say I thought we'd come a long way since I went to a meeting like that and saw 9 white men's faces up there, but we're still there. We have got a long way to go, but I know if we work together, we will make a difference. The Istanbul Convention, although the UK agreed it, it didn't ratify it. There's a difference in law, I suppose, isn't it? We signed up to it in 2012, but we've never ratified it. It's gone through the House of Commons. It gets its 3rd reading on the 24th of February in the House of Commons. What I'd like to ask everybody here, if they could contact their MP and ask them to be there and support the ratification of the Istanbul Convention, which, as I said before, in legislation, it ensures that there is that obligation to put money in to get services for people. So all the MPs, all the Labour MPs have been in touch, and they will be supporting it. There's a Labour amendment going forward too. I'm sure all MPs will be supporting it as well. Finally, I just want to say it is brilliant to be here. I feel really sad that we're still here, still fighting these things. After, I can know, 20, how many years, Maureen? Sue, how many? 40 years, true. You know, we've been trying to make a difference for a long time. I know, I look around in here and I can see many faces that have been fighting with us and trying to campaign, both men and women. And I see what is really wonderful, which is young women, new women coming forward, and they're taking up the fight and they're taking up the battle. And we can make a difference. So I'm so pleased to be here. I'm sorry I've gone on so long, but let's break the chain and let's really, really hit it to them. We're part of a massive, massive community. Well done to everybody. And thank you so much for all those people who've arranged this. Maureen and all, I'm sure you'll have a group of people Maureen wants to thank, but you know, let's keep it on the agenda. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jackie. Yep, she's absolutely right. Everything she said. So, obviously that change isn't going to come without men being involved and standing alongside us and being part of the campaign. Clive Eljon is here. He's going to read a poem from Eve Ensler's writing called The Man Prayer.
May I be a man whose confidence comes from the depth of my giving, who understands that vulnerability is my greatest strength, who creates space rather than dominates it, who appreciates listening more than knowing, who seeks kindness over control, who cries when the grief is too much, who refuses the slap, the gun, the choke, the insult, the punch. May I not be afraid to get lost. May I cherish touch more than performance, and the experience more than getting there. May I move slowly, not abruptly. May I be brave enough to share my fear and shame, and gather the other men to do the same. May I stop pretending and open the parts of me that have long been numbed. May I cherish, respect, and love my mother. May the resonance of that love translate into loving all women and all living things.
Thanks, Clive. Okay, so we are going in a minute. Have you got your breath back yet? Yeah? Clive's involved in a project that I've also been on the steering group for called the Gender Respect Project. And it's about promoting work right from primary school age with boys and girls on gender and what that means and what it can mean and what the possibilities are and so on, and trying to break down those stereotypes that they are conditioned into. I can't believe how conditioned my 4-year-old granddaughter is already. She's nearly 4. It's shocking, and you know, we have to start there, don't we? We absolutely have to start there. I've got a quote here from Maria Miller MP, who's chair of the Women and Equality Select Committee, saying, "Is it right for girls, some as young as 11, to have to deal with sexual harassment and even sexual violence at school on an everyday basis? If we're really going to tackle lad culture, it starts there. It starts in schools, doesn't it? It has to." So, and another quote from Eve Ensler, before we move on to give you a chance to do the dance again. Good old Eve, lots of writing by her if you want to Google her, masses of stuff that she's produced. And one of the things she said that's on the flyer today is that the statistics, the shocking statistics, 1 in 3 women will be raped or beaten in their lifetime. 1 billion women violated worldwide is an atrocity. 1 billion women dancing is a revolution. And ending violence against women is as important as ending poverty or AIDS or global warming, those issues. And the Istanbul Convention that the declaration that Jackie was talking about earlier is a step towards that, and we really need to put pressure on for that to be adopted in the UK and internationally.
Remember, you are part of 1 billion rising.
I'm not afraid or
thank you so much, everyone, for throwing yourselves into that. If you didn't manage to do it this time, maybe next time. And thanks so much to Nisha Lal and Julie Bisbee for leading the dance today and coordinating all the dancing for today's event. So thanks very, very much. Okay, everyone, that's it. The event is finished. Go online and see what's been happening around the world in 1 Billion Rising. We've got a little bit of some information now for you about events coming up in a couple of weeks' time to mark International